I think played at the end of the game because we wanted to throw the ball into the post and score. So, I mean, obviously there were other guys in the game that hadn't played up to that point, but he had played 3 stints. That was his 3rd stint. So, time will tell how it all works itself out with minutes, but I thought he did a lot of good things tonight. And, we're still, as the season goes on, we're always going to factor in good play. So that's a good thing.
Welcome to the Garden Report. I'm Jared Weiss. That's Jimmy Toscano. That's Sam Packard. We're not even going to give you the score. We're going to get right into it here on the Garden Report. Welcome to the show. I was just kidding. The score was 99-85. It technically was a basketball game. We don't really care about preseason scores too much around here. Let's just get right to talking about.
The Knicks do.
Oh, the Knicks certainly
playing
do.
Their starters late in the 4th.
Carmelo Anthony went 4 for 18 from the field tonight, but we're not doing Saturday night anymore. So let's talk about. Screw that. Let's not waste our time here. Let's talk about the thing that everybody is concerned about in Boston. That's Jared Sullinger. Jared Sullinger is supposed to be one of the franchise cornerstones here, and he was supposed to be a little while ago. Now, not so much. But tonight, put up some good stats. Still doesn't look like the guy that everybody was hoping for. What did you see tonight, Jimmy?
It's one thing to put up stats, but when you look around at the guys you're playing with, and it's like 3 rookies and a guy who's probably not going to be in the team in a couple days, that's actually the story. It was good to see him out there actually playing well. I thought he had some nice moves, but he had some of those nice moves on Kristaps Porzingis, who's he's put 3 games into his NBA career here. So I think you're going to take every move against him with a grain of salt because he's very inexperienced. Going to be a great player, but he's not there yet. I think Selly is going to start the year either out of the rotation completely or at the very end of it. I don't think that's breaking news. But I think he's one of those guys who has the capabilities to playing his way into a more, into a bigger role with his team. I mean, we've seen him have bigger roles with his team in his first couple seasons. And I think he had some great games. I think there's some nights where he was the best player on the court. And he had some games where maybe it was the fact that he was a little overweight and he couldn't play long enough and he couldn't stay healthy enough. But he kind of disappeared in some of those games. So we'll see how it goes. I don't think he's going to have a big role to start the year, but he can work his way into it.
I think the important thing about Sullinger, if he's going to work his way back into the rotation, is not his scoring, but his defensive rebounding. That's a place where I foresee the Celtics struggling this year, and he had 8 rebounds today. I think if he can actually work on the boards and be consistent on the defensive and offensive glass, that's where he got a couple putbacks today. That's the way he plays his way back into the rotation.
But does he look like himself to either of you? I'm not seeing.
Who is he?
Well, I'm saying compared to the guy that was healthy before his injury last season, who, while a little inconsistent, was a solid power forward, he doesn't look like he's playing within himself within the offense. He looks out of sync with the rest of the team. He looks like he's rushing shots and taking shots that he really shouldn't even be taking. He doesn't look like a guy that's a comfortable post scorer that can also stretch out to the three-point line.
I think we kind of saw this last season. It was kind of like, or even before that with Evans, when Evans was on the show, it was like, who is he trying to be? Is he trying to change his game from what it used to be back in college, where he was that guy down low and he was just bigger than everybody? He's not bigger than everybody anymore. He's got a bigger butt than everybody, but he's not bigger than everybody. He can't just push his weight around anymore like he used to. So now I think he's trying to stretch that game out to the outside. As we saw him taking a lot of 3-pointers last year. A lot of those didn't go the way that we all wanted them to go, but he was incorporating that into his game. And now I think he's kind of in that in-between stage where we're seeing a lot of like turnaround jumpers and some finesse shots. I'm not sure that's his game either. I think, like you said, he's more of a defensive guy. He's more of a guy that needs to just get dirty on the defensive glass and even on the offensive glass. But is that what he wants to be?
It's up to Jared what he wants to do, because right now I would argue there's 11 to 12 guys who deserve minutes more than him going into the season. So it's really up to him whether or not he's going to make an impact on this team this year.
He has to find his role. I mean, like you just said, there's plenty of guys ahead of him. There's plenty of bigs ahead of him. He's like the 6th best big on the team right now. I mean, when you bring in guys like Amir Johnson and David Lee, I mean, immediately those guys rise to the top. I mean, Jared Sullinger, I don't see him surpassing those 2 guys at any point this year. So he's just got to find out what his role is.
All right, so I want to move on to a part of the show that I'm so excited about. We are forming a new partnership with the Grandstand app. And you're probably asking yourself, what is Grandstand? Sports highlights from fans in the stands. On the new app, Grandstand, you can share your own Celtics highlights. Watch other fans' videos straight from the crowd. Download Grandstand on the App Store or at grandstand.me. Get it right now.
Right now.
We're going to do the segment while you download this app.
Okay.
So Grandstand, best way to compare it, it's almost like Vine for sports. This is an amazing app where they organize by sports team, by topic, by league, and you can get pretty much any highlight you want. So we are going to do every game now our Grandstand play of the game. So let's put it up there right now. This beautiful reverse and one off the top of the glass by Marcus Smart, going over 7'3", allegedly, Kristaps Porzingis. That's a pretty amazing play in tonight's game. Probably it was the best play of the game, and it was our Grandstand play of the game. So let's talk about Marcus Smart. The way that he is dribble penetrating, we're starting to see that kind of bulldozing attack guy that we saw at Oklahoma State. But also tonight, he had 9 assists, way more than anyone else on the court. Sullinger had 6, the only guy even close to that. Marcus Smart is starting to look like a complete point guard. He's still a ways away from being that guy, but we're seeing the shades of it. Sam, I mean, the way he's getting to the rim is looking great, but the fact that he can sit back and actually make good passes, that's really exciting.
That's what I was most impressed with his performance in the pick and roll, especially early playing with Zeller. He had the right kind of pace and speed, and he was able to find Zeller a number of times. And I think his ankle was really hurt last year, and it ruined his explosiveness. And I think when we saw the highlight of the day, he's really attacking the rim and is that player that we all thought he was going to come in and be from Oklahoma State.
Yeah, the rookie jitters are, they're gone. He's not a rookie anymore. He's been playing this game for a full season. He's healthy, like you just said, and he's just going for it. He's going for the rim. I mean, that play that we just showed, that's a great play. I mean, that to finish that play, that's not easy to do, especially when you're getting hacked on your way there. And I'm impressed by what I've seen so far. I think he had 8 assists in the first half, only 2 turnovers tonight. So he's playing smart basketball. That was no pun intended at all, actually, to be completely honest. He is just his basketball IQ is getting higher and higher every day.
He was making his Marcus on the game tonight, you could say.
Oh, that's terrible.
Let's end it on that one. We'll be back for part 2. It's all Amir Johnson. We're going to talk about Amir, and then we're going to go one-on-one with Amir in the locker room, talking about a fun subject other than basketball. This is the Garden Report, brought to you by Grandstand on CLNS Radio and Celtics Blog.
Just trying to keep the defender on my back. I'm too strong to not be able to get into the paint when I want to. So, just trying to focus on getting in the lane and making plays for others.
What went into developing that change and becoming more comfortable with that?
I was able to explode off my ankle. I had dealt with my ankle injury. I was able to maneuver laterally. So that helped a lot. And like I said, I'm too strong enough not to be able to get in the paint and keep guys on my hip.